On this channel, I talk a lot about purpose, finding your vision, finding your mission, and I just want to give a quick tip for how to find your mission, how to find your vision, because it's not something that comes to you overnight. It's not something that you can just, I know I use this example a lot, but it's not something you can just sit in a room for a day and figure out completely. You can get a pretty good idea from just journaling about it, like literally sitting down with a pen and paper and writing out what you want your life to look like in 5 or 10 years. But if you want to make real progress, you have to actually start taking some action. Men that have lived significant lives never did anything that involved waiting. They never waited for things to get easier. They never waited for comfort. They never waited for money. They never waited for their financial situation to get better. If you're waiting for your kids to get out of the house for you to finally start that business you've always wanted to start. Like men that do significant things, that live lives that have an impact, never did any of those things. They don't wait. They just do. I got that from a book I'm reading today called The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita. And it's a really, really good book. I've gone through it like once before, but now that I'm more focused on my masculinity and really like dialing into what that looks like and everything, I'm a lot more likely to pick up on what it is, because it's kind of a vague book. It's kind of meditate-y. It's a little woo-woo, but some of the chapters are very practical. Some of them are a little higher level, and I'm hoping I can pick up on some new stuff. But the biggest thing I picked up on today from reading it just for like 10 minutes was that you can't wait. So if you're sitting around waiting for someone to give you permission to make a change in your life, whether that's you've always wanted to get better at talking to women, that's probably something you want to improve if you're watching this channel. If you want to get better at talking to women, you have to start talking to women. You can't sit around and wait for, oh man, well, once I get in better shape, once I get my finances together, then I'll feel confident enough to approach a woman. And that's just not going to happen. What he says in this book, what David Dita says in this book, is that if you are waiting, it's commonly used as an excuse to not have to face the reality that you might not be good enough yet. You might not deserve what you're getting. You probably don't. And so you don't want to realize that. You don't want to face that harsh reality, because that would mean you have a ton of work to do. And so you just wait. You wait for the ideal circumstances that'll never come. And then when your life is over and you're looking back with regret, well, it's not really my fault because the circumstances never lined up. And so if you're waiting for comfort, if you're waiting for, ease, if you're waiting for the right opportunity to do anything in your life, then nothing will happen for you. So I have a challenge for you in this video. Okay, I want you to take 1 hour today and work on something you've always wanted to do. There's got to be that one thought that's always in your head. Maybe it's like you've seen me talk about journaling. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe you want to sit down and journal for an hour with no distractions, full focus, turn your phone off. Maybe there's a book on self-improvement you've always wanted to read. Maybe there is a house you wanted to get into, real estate, and you've never made that first step of figuring out how you would get a mortgage for that house or what your best options are. You never called a bank. You never called a lender. You never contacted the owner. Maybe you've always wanted to put a room in your house on Airbnb and you never did it. Well, set up an account and do that today. Stop waiting. Make something happen for yourself. You'll be amazed by the momentum that happens. Like I read this chapter in Way of the Superior Man, and I was like immediately inspired to take more action, because I realized that waiting does nothing. Even if these are the worst circumstances that you could ever find yourself in, you might as well take action towards your goals now, because then it'll be easier when things get easier. So if we're in a recession now, why wouldn't you learn how to start that business in a recession? Why wouldn't you learn how to build up an online income during a recession? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Because then when we're out of a recession, when things are better, it's going to be easier. You're going to win harder. And so why wouldn't you, during hard times, just start anyway? Why are you waiting? So that's my message for today. Stop waiting. Go out and do something that has a real, meaningful impact in your life. I gave a couple examples. If you have any examples or any questions down in the comments below, let me know. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.